Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the FearFans podcast. I'm your host, Don. With me is Nick, and and we've got a good show for you guys tonight. It's been a while since we covered a Scream movie, so Scream 6, released in 2023. I believe we all saw that in theaters when it came
Yes.
out. Oh yeah, I think this is like the second highest grossing movie of the franchise because this one, like people went all out on this one in theaters.
Oh yeah, they definitely did. They really did.
Oh yeah. So, and also, this is the first time well, this is also a second where this takes place in a big city because in Scream 3 it took place in LA, and now this one takes place in New York City.
Of course. Oh, Joe's here.
Hey Joe.
Hey, Joe, how you doing? Oh, he's got his mic muted, so let him do what he's got to do, and he'll come back on.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And so we've got some of the heroes from the previous film returning. You know, this is all the things about. I feel like the whole theme of Scream 6 is like really trying to overcome your past, you know, but then your past just finds its way back to you.
Right, right.
A
Yeah,
bite
I mean,
in
that's
the
like an
ass,
ongoing.
right?
Yeah, I mean that's an ongoing theme throughout this whole franchise.
Yes, it is.
Oh
You
yeah,
good, Joe?
and this is also to this day the first and only installment of the Scream franchise where Nev Campbell did not reprise her role due to like some disagreements that she had her uh, about her salary.
Right, that's correct. Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
almost forgot that happened to her.
Yes. So this focus is primarily on Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, who are. You all right?
Yeah.
So this one primarily focuses on Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega reprising their roles as Sam and Tara Carpenter, who had survived the incident from the last film, along with her friends, who are also played by actors and actresses reprising their roles.
Mm-hmm.
The Meeks Martin twins.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, and this is once again directed by Radio Silence, who directed the previous film.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Scream 5. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it Scream 5. Some people call it Scream 2022, but no, I'm calling it Scream 5.
Yeah, I could see why. Because it's like some
Yeah.
it almost makes it sound like as if it's trying to be like a reboot when we know for a fact it's not.
I mean, in some ways yes, and in some ways yes, in some ways no. It's like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
feels like
yeah.
it feels like a reboot in some ways, but also feels like a sequel in other ways. They just describe it as a requel.
Yeah, a requel. That's what it's supposed to be. Correct. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Let me check something here. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking like the link for. Hang
No, go do what you got to do.
on. Okay. Okay. We're good.
We're good. Okay.
So
Okay.
this movie is also, I don't know if you mentioned it or not,
Hey,
but
Billy.
Hayden Pen Hayden Panettiere is in
Hayden
this.
Panettiere, yes. Yep,
Yeah,
he reprised her role as Kirby from Scream 4, and she was believed to have been killed in Scream 4 by one of the Culkins.
Yeah, that's
well,
right.
obviously she wasn't because she made a hell of an FBI agent. I didn't recognize her. I had to look it up and find out who she was.
Yes, Billy, we just recently we have lost Hayden Panettiere, and today Dolly Parton had died.
Dolly Parton. Yeah, Dolly Parton passed away earlier today. She was 80 years old.
Yeah,
Yep.
and she was in the Rock and Roll
Yeah.
Hall of Fame and the Country Hall of Fame.
She was known as the
Yeah.
Queen of She was known as the Queen of Country, and not only did she do music, it also turned out she was an actress too. She starred in a few movies of her own, and also one more person to bring up that passed away just a few days ago too, also involved in the music genre, is Frank Beard of ZZ Top, who
Yeah,
also
I
That's right.
passed
saw
away
that
at
too.
the age of 77, which is I'll just throw it out there. It's funny to think, in spite of his last name, he was the only member of ZZ Top that, like Billy Gibbons and Dusty Hill had, he was the only one that didn't have a long beard, but he had the mustache. And then although over a decade ago, he did grow a short beard, but not like what Dusty and Billy had. But anyways, yeah,
Right.
He
Yeah,
passed away too. That he passed away too. Dusty passed away back in 2021, so that now leaves Billy Gibson's as the only living member of the classic lineup
ZZ
of
Top.
ZZ Top.
Yeah, and Screaming Mad George too. And like
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
and so many people are dropping like flies, but yeah, Hayden Panettiere is the one name that really hit me hard because I remember her in A Bug's Life when I was a little kid. She
Yep.
played Dot in that because yeah, she started off as a Disney kid. She was notable for that, and also the voice of Kyrie in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. You know, a franchise that I absolutely loved growing up.
Yeah.
And yeah, and she made it big on TV too. Nashville, Heroes. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she was in a lot of different things. I mean, not only just for her role in Scream 6, she was just like one of those Scream 5. You could pretty much say that she was just one of those actresses in which she just loved to play with different genres.
yes, and yeah, like apparently she was supposed to make an appearance in Scream 5, but they just couldn't find her. Yeah,
Yeah, she was probably unavailable.
she she had some serious problems in her life. You know, as much as I hate to say it, you know, but
Well,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, she had quite the amount of issues.
yeah. So, rest in peace, Hayden Panettiere, Dolly Parton, and
Frank
oh
Beard.
man, like Hank Beard. Yeah, like we're losing so many people now. It's scary.
Well, I'll just throw this out at least for Frank. Well, thing was, they said that for Frank Beard in his case, he died from an illness at his ranch down in Texas. But then
Yeah,
again, you have to remember, like a band like ZZ Top, they made fantastic music. You know, my favorite song, without a shadow of a doubt, is Sharp Dressed Man. Their music was great, but unfortunately, their lifestyles weren't because typical of such bands, they got themselves into drugs and all that kind of stuff. And well, that's what happens when when you live a
Oh
lifestyle with
yeah,
drugs and stuff
what
like that. And
what is it? Drugs, rock and roll, and women.
yep, so they
You
were
know,
yeah. That's how it is.
your
that's a
classic
bad
combination.
combination.
Yeah, sex, drugs, and rock and
Rock and
roll. And
roll.
then
Yeah, that's the saying I was looking for. Yeah.
yeah, and then and
Yep.
now on the other hand with Dolly Parton, it said that she because I decided to look up, you know, because I didn't see until recently what she passed away from, and it said she looks like she kind of had some health issues, like even a few
Yeah,
years before that.
It was a brief battle with cancer. Apparently, that
Brief
took her
battle
life.
with cancer,
Yeah.
yeah. But
yeah,
in the early
well,
19
Yeah.
or in the early 1980s, she described she had female issues and weight gain, but she also noted that throughout her life she had contended with kidney stones as well.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
So rest in peace.
you add in all of that, and add in that she lost her best friend a few years ago, Kenny Rogers. You know,
Hmm.
Hmm.
and then she lost her husband. Like what was it? 1 year, 2 years ago. My wife looked it up. But
Roughly.
anyway, she and she was married to this guy since the '60s.
Yeah, for 60 years,
Yeah.
literally.
So literally,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's true
So
commitment.
that's called dying of a broken heart syndrome
Yes, it is.
because uh, she was much more than a country music artist, songwriter, singer, and all of that. She was a she was kind and all of this. So
yeah.
that kind of thing would hit a person like that, of that character, pretty hard.
Yeah.
You know?
And so, yeah, Hayden Panettiere, this is one of her final films that I know her in, you know, Scream 6. Apparently, she started one other horror film before this. I have to look into that. But, yeah, Scream 6, even though this does take place in New York City, this is actually, was for the most part, it was filmed in Montreal, which means that this is the first Scream movie to be filmed outside of the U.S.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
Canadian.
Yep. Let's see. I guess they were gonna. Yeah, which like Scream 2, this takes place like university setting. Like I guess the name of it was fictional, like Blackmore University, and
Yeah,
was filmed at an actual camp. It was filmed at an actual campus, McGill University campus. That's what I got for this. So this in a lot of ways this does mimic Scream 2. It's like the sequel to this requel where the body count is higher, where they really go all out with the violence.
yeah, I like that. How that, what was her name? She was like teaching the students about film.
Yes. Oh yes, that was in the opening scene. That was in the opening scene. The character Laura, who was
Yeah,
played by who was played by Samara Weaving, and I've seen her in several different movies.
yeah,
I've
but she
seen her
was
in
going through all the rules at the beginning, and I thought that was kind of cool how they did that.
yeah, the
Another
irony.
thing about when I find it, another kind of big throwback for this film too that was made because the fact that it was made up in Canada, that was
Yep,
also, if you kind of really think about that, it's also kind of like a throwback to many 1980 slasher movies that were made during the Golden Craze because a vast majority of the slasher films that were made in the early to mid 1980s were made primarily up in Canada because they were able to film them they were a lot cheaper to film up there than they were in the United States. So it also
that's true.
kind of traced back to, kind of has a throwback to, once again, not only just the slasher craze in general, but the fact of where most slasher movies were made, which was in Canada.
That's true. Yeah, so Samara Weaving was in several different movies. I remember she was in The Babysitter and also Ready or Not. Movies that we should definitely cover on this podcast.
Yeah,
And let's see. I believe this was the first time. Like this is the first movie where I've actually heard her Australian accent because she's Australian in real life, even though she has also all these different American accent throughout the majority of her film career. And also, acting is pretty strong in her family because her uncle is actually Hugo Weaving, who you remember as Agent Smith in The Matrix. And let's see, he was also in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. He was V in V for Vendetta. So yeah, I've seen his name all over the place. Let's see. Oh, the voice of I believe it was the voice of Megatron at one point, Transformers.
oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if I remember this correctly. Yeah, but yeah, my point. Samara Weaving definitely came from a huge acting family.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a family tradition for
Well,
us.
it's also those actors that have that heavy accent, like an Australian accent or whatever. They tend to be able to hide it real well if they have to.
They do.
Yep.
And
And that's
Yeah.
something, and
I,
that's
I
something that
mean,
you saw especially with British actors.
well, I
yeah.
was like
Several
shocked.
examples.
I was
I mean,
shocked because I used to watch House with Hugh Laurie,
uh,
Hmm.
right?
oh yeah,
And then I saw Hugh Laurie in an interview, and I'm going, "Oh my God, he's got a heavy accent." And I'm like,
yeah.
"Wow, he hides that really well."
Another
Oh
actor
yeah.
that does that really. Oh, go ahead, Don. Go ahead.
I was about to say several examples of British actors who are good with American accents. Like Millie Bobby Brown. Let's see, Tom
Freddie
Holland.
Highmore.
Not yes, and I'm not talking about the director Tom Holland of Fright Night and Chucky. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm talking about Spider-Man Tom Holland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah,
Wow. I
the
didn't know
current
that.
Spider-Man. Yeah, that's right. The current Spider-Man. He's British.
Another actor I could think of, Norman Reedus, who was in Walking Dead, where he uses a Southern accent,
Yes, exactly.
and also
And
I forgot the other actor's name. The African American actor who was also in Walking Dead. He was British too.
hmm
I just can't remember his
that's
name,
right.
but you
Oh
know
no,
who
I
I'm
know who you're
talking
talking about.
about.
Yes, and so Samara Weaving was lured outside through a phone call with who she thinks is like a date, and so she goes through it breaks the killer addresses the stupidity of having of knowing so much about horror movies and yet is goes down a dark alley. I mean, I live in Chicago. Okay, I knew from a young age to never go down an alley, especially at nighttime. Never take shortcuts down there ever.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, it's not
Yeah.
just only in the movies, but sometimes it can get scary when you're going down those alleys, especially after dark, because you don't know what you're walking into.
Well,
Yes.
I don't live in Chicago, but when I grew up in Madison, you
All right.
know, I would never walk around in some dark alleys either around here, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
was
it's
shown.
gotten
I
worse
mean,
since
yeah.
then.
I mean, I grew up like around the downtown area, with my grandpa Don always showing me all the great things about Chicago, but also showing me what to watch out for. Never take shortcuts down alleyways. Always make sure you stay visible within the crowds, don't go anywhere alone. Like, yeah, so I know all the rules of just surviving in downtown Chicago.
Well, it's not only just even just like where you got to be careful when you're going down the alley because you never know who could be lurking in those alleys. But furthermore, just because you have to remember they're also originally roadways too, so there's also that classic, caution that you can get hit by a car or something without warning.
Yes,
I don't want
yes.
to
I
hear
mean,
any more about that because I'm going to be
yeah, we know.
traveling down to
Yeah.
Chicago and then through there.
Yeah,
My
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
metropolis.
oh yeah, and by the way, guys, I've been to New York City, so I was actually surprised that there was actually like an alleyway shown in this film. Because when I was in New York, I didn't really see that many alleyways. Because remember, New York City was built back in the was one of the first. It was like the first major city in America to be established, and back in those times, they didn't set up alleyways at all for those buildings. And so, like a lot of places, there are a lot of places in New York where you'll see like trash in the front of the buildings instead of like inside of dumpsters in alleyways. You know,
Yeah, because it's like,
I just thought I'd throw that out there.
well, it's just like, it's also, even with the alleys they do have some of those classic alleyways in which one car can barely get through, two can never pass.
No way. And also, traffic is absolutely insane in New York City. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I know that's not relevant, but I figured you were like talking about how New York really is. I just thought I'd throw that out there. So, but
I
I mean, hey,
will.
I'm not saying, hey, I'm not saying New York is a bad place. I'm just saying it's very different from what we have here. I'll
Yep.
just say that.
I'll still say the traffic is still bad enough, but I totally get what you mean.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. So, Nick, do you think you could survive in a Scream franchise? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I meant
I
possible.
mean, I mean, I would have to get rid of my Ghostface outfit so I wouldn't be a suspect. But yeah,
I probably would want to be the killer, to be honest, because that would be so much fun.
whoa,
I'm
okay,
kidding. I'm kidding. You go. Well,
okay.
no, I'm just saying
If the Scream
what my role's gonna be.
if okay, so if we're stuck in the Scream franchise, now I know to stay far away from you, Nick.
Good call.
Oh man, but oh man, like there's so many throwbacks in this, like all sorts of different references. If you're a fan of the franchise, like one thing that we haven't seen in a long time is Gale being punched. Like
Yeah,
Gale, who
It's
is
cool.
once again Gale is being played by Courtney Cox, reprising her role
That
for
was
the
cool though.
sixth time. Yeah, playing the role for the sixth time. So, and I believe she and the voice of Ghostface, I believe those are the only two people who've been part of the franchise from the very beginning. You know,
yeah, I
I
think
think
so
that's
too.
yeah. But anyway, so did they bring that the whole punch back with a twist where where Samantha Sam tries throwing a punch at Gail, but she dodges it and says, "Yeah, nice try, but I've been through this dance before." And then Tara goes and punches.
I thought that was amazing. I loved it.
That was
Yeah, so
awesome.
they're mad at her because Gail wrote a book about the killings from the previous year, and when she promised not to, and also didn't like, and Sam didn't like the way that she was depicted in the story, like as unstable, as psycho, and she was also dealing with her own conflict, where people all over the internet were sharing this rumor that she was the killer in the last Ghostface massacre, and that Richie was she was using Richie as a scapegoat, framing him.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But believe me, the kind of hate that's spread online, it's insane.
You know?
Yeah, because unfortunately, such things like that do exist,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
especially in this day and age.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to like spreading rumors and cyberbullying, it's like that's just the dark part of the internet.
And it's sad too. And I've seen many good people over the years just totally go dark, you know, cut off of social media. The only way is if you get a hold of them is you call, physically call them, right? So they
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
no
I mean,
social media, but they used to have like a very successful podcast and stuff and everything,
uh,
and they got cyberbullied so fast they kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, I mean that happens with some actors and actresses too. Like
Yeah.
they get hate online. There are some that actually delete social media altogether.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they really have
That,
to, because it's not
Yeah,
even,
and it's
even if
sad
it's
that
not
they have to.
even if it's not just, even if it's not bullying or meant to do any type of harm, these poor people. It's like I've said this before. I call it basically the Elvis Presley effect. Like, they get all this fan messages, like even online, where they can't even have a day to themselves, because in this day and age we all got iPhones or Androids. And
Paparazzi has
yeah,
gotten worse.
like,
And, yep.
imagine, yeah, like imagine if you wake up in the morning and you got like 1,000 messages from like all these fans that want to talk to you and stuff, and it was occurring like not just like when you woke up, it like occurred all through the night, and you can't even have a day of peace to yourself. So
yeah,
it's, if you really think about it, it's not only just the bullying side, even if people don't mean harm, but when they constantly message you so much and stuff like
Or,
that, you can't
yeah,
even have it, it stresses you out either way. So
you
in
could
the
have
end,
a
yeah. I
traumatic
mean,
there is no
effect.
beneficial effect to it.
Yep.
yeah. I've actually seen a streamer, this girl who was getting like all sorts of. I don't even know feel comfortable like saying aloud what was told, what people have been saying to her, like all sorts of different explicit and oh god, like not even like of the sexual nature and such. And so what she did in response, she got a hold of like their account info, and then like it turns out they were kids, so she contacted their parents and like said, are you okay with what your child is posting here? And posted like the
Oh,
things that were typed, and I feel like that was a good approach. It's
yeah,
like
because those
it's
kids
I
that
mean
were they were the ones that were causing the issues.
yeah, it's like that's actually the kind of approach I would take. Like if God forbid, if I ever got like a hateful messages like that, or like and it turns out to be kids, I would just send it to the parents. I wouldn't say, oh, you're terrible parents. Why did you rate? No, no, no. I wouldn't be like that. I wouldn't go off on the parents. I would just simply say, are you okay with what your child's posting? Do you think it's okay to talk like this online? I mean, that's all you need to say to them.
Yep.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's unfortunate to know that, like I said, that such stuff like this still exists in this day and age, but and it's unfortunately becoming more easier to access with the internet and social media nowadays.
yeah, for sure. And like you remember like how the opening scene where Samara Weaving was killed in the alley. That just reminded me of when Helen was killed off in I Know What You Did Last Summer. You killed off in an
That's
alley.
Well, that's the other scary part. Unfortunately, alleys are great cover spots for any type of. You know what? So I got a little story about that, because, and again, this was all filming, but there was a sign. So you remember a few years ago, Don, where I used to know someone who was also in filmmaking. She was like, I already forgot her name. She was a really tall woman. You
Yeah,
remember her?
I think so.
So we helped out with a music video a number of years ago, and I actually appear in the music video myself. A guy basically being beaten up, if you will, by three or four other guys.
Oh, Jesus.
And well, how we shot it, we actually shot it in an alleyway.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, however, though, um, the way how it was all filmed and how and unfortunately nobody saw a camera being filmed. So people that were walking by us, they
Oh.
actually thought there was a actual beating going on in the alley. And so what I had to do was I had to tell them I was doing this, like, we're actually filming something. It's not a real beating.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like, she didn't. That's the weirdest thing. The director didn't even want me to say anything about it. So that's why I was doing this.
Yeah.
So um, that was, usually when you're trying to film something, you got to let people know what you're doing, because
Yeah.
otherwise, I'm actually surprised nobody called the police on us that night. I mean,
Yeah.
that day when we did it. So, you know, even when you're trying to film it or something like that, you got to be careful the way how you film it, because there's going to be people out there, especially in such a public area,
Yeah,
are going
I mean that's
to
why a lot
catch
of
crime.
oh yeah, I mean that's why a lot of big Hollywood productions. That's why they close off certain streets when they're filming certain things.
Yeah,
And the
because they
people,
don't want people to think like there could be like a crime or something in process.
yes, and the people that are walking by in those scenes are typically movie extras.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, so like Turns out that the Ghostface like that kills off Samara Weaving. This is like a first. Like they twisted the whole formula when it comes to like the opening scene of Scream. Like when every open scene of Scream, you always see somebody getting killed off by Ghostface. Like that's the introduction. But here, this is a first where the Ghostface actually takes the mask off, and it's revealed to be one of her students who got mad at her for giving him a C. Yeah, and
That's
so he goes back to his apartment, which is covered with all sorts of like horror movie fan stuff, like poster of Psycho, and he's watching Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Well, I'm guessing that's a reference because this also takes place in New York City. So,
yeah.
or
Had
yeah,
a lot of references to movies because it was Halloween, and you had all kinds of different masks.
oh yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's true. This is the first, I believe, to my knowledge, I believe this is the first Scream to take place on Halloween. So
Yes, it is. It is.
yeah,
I actually found that kind of surprising. So that I thought that was a pretty cool addition to add to it.
yeah, I like how in the subway scene, like you get several people dressing up as Ghostface because somehow because the mask got popular in that world again because the Ghostface killer was back at it again. But then you see Michael Myers, you see Pinhead, you see there. I think at one point there was Mojo Jojo from Powerpuff Girls.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot
Yeah,
about that. Yeah. Now
yeah.
that's a real throwback.
Yep, I was glad to be part of Scream
I
6.
didn't know. I didn't know you could do the voice.
Yeah, I can somewhat. Yeah, still working on it.
But
That's
it's like
that's pretty good.
I feel iffy about it because it's an Asian voice and it couldn't come off as racially insensitive. So
Japanese, but
well,
yeah.
Japanese, but yeah, but still Asian. But yeah, yeah, I feel iffy about doing accents like that, because hey, I don't want to offend people. But then again,
It was all. It was. I mean, as crazy as it's going to sound, it was a different era back then.
yeah,
But we all
but
loved
hey,
it.
to be fair, it's of a beloved character from childhood, from a childhood show. So
Yes, that's correct.
yeah, I mean that just reminds me of a bygone era, But anyway, but I don't want to get into that because I'm gonna get all nostalgic here. But
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, I like how they just have. And also at one point, yeah, Tara was Tara played by Jenna Ortega. When it first showed her character, she's like at a frat party. We also had the sorority Omega Beta Zeta, which is a throwback to Scream 2 because that was the sorority that Sydney was being dragged into.
Oh,
If you
that's
remember,
right.
yes,
Yeah, that's right.
yes, and it was also the sorority that Sarah Michelle Gellar was in before she got killed off in that sorority house. But
Yeah.
anyway, and I looked up what Tara's costume was. You remember she was dressed up like a pirate. I looked into it, and that was actually a throwback to you remember VHS.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
VHS.
Well, it turns out that Radio Silence actually directed that Halloween segment at the end, and sure, it turns out her costume and several others were references to that because the main characters were dressed in those costumes.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So
Okay.
like, cause I wonder. That's why I looked it up. I'm like, what Tara's costume was. I just thought, wait, hang on. Okay,
Are you okay?
it's okay. Something popped up, but it's all right. But anyway, yeah, like that's why I was looked into these details because I'm just like, okay, so she's dressed up as a pirate. Why is that? And I looked into it, so that's what I found. And also, yeah, and of course, Sam is like seriously protective of Tara in this more after the events of the last film, and also this takes place a year after Scream 5. So just so you know, I like how she got to the party right when she was being stopped from being dragged upstairs by a guy, and she just says, yeah, like Sam says, excuse me a second, I'm just gonna tase you in the balls real quick, and then just tases him right there. I'm just like, oh
Yep.
my
Yeah.
god,
There you go.
oh god.
That was crazy.
that was like one of those scenes they could have left out.
Yeah,
I
I really could have.
I feel they obviously added it for shock factor. I
Yep.
mean, obviously. But yeah, Chad, that was his name. Chad was stopping the guy from taking advantage of Tara. But it's like one of the biggest themes of this movie is like coping with terrible tragedies in different ways. Because Melissa Barrera, yeah, Samantha is going through therapy and trying to like cope with the fact that she's the daughter of Billy Loomis, the killer from the first movie, and Tara just wants to move on and enjoy college life.
Right. And that's understandable.
Yeah.
You know, why is it that that guy's name was Loomis? You know,
Oh,
was
because
that the
Samuel,
doctor's name in like Halloween?
Yeah.
yeah, Dr. Loomis, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Yes. Loomis. It's a reference to that, and also Sam Loomis is also the name of one of the main guys in Psycho.
That's
Oh,
correct,
I
yes.
I believe that's what John Carpenter was going for when he named Michael's psychiatrist Dr. Sam Loomis.
It was almost like as if, as crazy as it sounds, almost like as if he was trying to make like Halloween and Psycho like they were in the same universe in some way. I mean, even though clearly they're not, but seeing that connection though, I can kind of see where he was coming from with that.
Yeah, not to mention Psycho also featured had as we all know Janet Leigh, mother of Jamie Lee Curtis, who was the hero in Halloween.
That's correct, yes.
So several connections that I noticed. Oh yeah. So there were obviously a lot of brutal death scenes in this. Which ones stand out for you all?
See, it's been a while since I've seen it, so I'm trying to recollect right now of exactly which was the one that really stood out for me. Can you remind me of a few of them, Don?
Okay, one of them did happen off screen, but I'm pretty sure was a reference to the opening of Friday the 13th Part 2, where he finds a dead body in the fridge.
Oh yeah. There's
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, there's that, and also let's see, most brutal. One of them was let's see, she was the lover of what was it? Mindy Meeks Martin, Anika, I think her name is that.
Anika, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was stabbed by Ghostface, and then when she was trying to escape from the apartment on the ladder that they had set up as like to get across.
yeah, that.
Oh,
that
yeah. She gets knocked off the ladder by Ghostface and then falls to her death. You know, that was pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
I think that was the worst one for me.
That
That
was
was
one
a
of the worst.
pretty
by far.
that was a pretty intense one.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm not afraid of heights, but you know, you're thinking about that. It's your only way across or out of the area, and all of a sudden that ladder. You know, I was like, oh my god, the thing's gonna break. You know,
Yeah.
but geez,
Oh yeah.
I forgot about some of these. I was out of it when I was watching it.
Well, that's all good. And let's see. So, I love how this movie really creates all these different throwbacks throughout the whole franchise, especially the theater scene where we're first introduced to where the theater that works as that is like set up as a shrine to all of the past ghost faces.
Which that is
So
actually like a little bit messed up because that's like showing somebody is like fascinated with
Yeah,
because
not
that's the thing.
fascinated. I'd say obsessed.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean
Because
in a
you had
very
all
in
those
a,
ghost face statue type things with the masks, and you know, it was that was
it's done in a very disturbing way too because the scariest thing about it is that oh hey Nikki, how are you?
I'm alive.
Good,
right.
good. I'm glad to hear. How you
Yeah.
feeling so far?
Mm.
Uh, I-
Today I'm probably about 9 out of 10.
okay.
Probably
Oh,
the past
okay.
probably the past 2 weeks, probably like a 5. So today I can actually speak, so it's good.
Yeah.
Good, good.
I was about to say. I hope your COVID is better.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
You
we were
know,
talking. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah. I mean, it's what I was saying though was, yeah. The thing I find really creepy about that is you have, because again, that's something that you sometimes see with real life serial killers is you have these crazy fans out there that worship these guys
Yeah.
like they're heroes to them.
Yeah. Definitely not heroes in my book.
Like I actually I'll even throw in an example of something like that. I mean, not necessarily a serial killer, but he was responsible for one of the biggest mass murders, you know, in well, even though it was in South America, they still saying up until 9/11 was. And Joe, we talked about this a long time ago, is the Reverend Jim Jones with the Jonestown massacre.
Jonestown.
You know about that? You've heard of that story, right, Don?
I think so.
Yeah, like
Oh, that
drink the
was
Kool-Aid, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that crime itself was horrible, but Um, I've actually watched a series that at some point down, I'm probably going to show it to you at some point. It's not a new series. It aired over a decade ago. That was called Killer Kids. So basically,
I know
kids,
about that.
yeah,
I
they're
know.
like mainly high school kids. They focus on high school and college kids who have committed murder,
Yeah.
and they interviewed one kid. Excuse me, not one. They didn't interview him. They talked about one kid that I don't remember exactly what his name was, but he was actually originally from Guyana in South America, but he and his family immigrated to the United States, which is ironic because Guyana, that's where Jonestown was located back in the 70s.
Oh.
And um, he, this kid, it was weird. He was a really good chess player. Like, so he was kind of gifted, but unfortunately, though, this kid had a darker side. He was really focusing on, really associating with Guyana, with his own culture, really focusing on political entry, revolution, racism, and even Jim Jones himself.
Oh man.
So he was like trying to follow like what Jim Jones had done almost over 40 years ago, and basically, you know, try to continue that legacy that he had done.
Yeah, the Scream franchise does have its share of copycats who want to worship previous Ghostfaces. So,
Yeah.
what we find in this museum is like the outfits of each of the Ghostfaces from from previous massacres in this franchise, and there were 9 total. And up until this point of the franchise, up until Scream 6, all of the Ghostfaces were duos, with the exception of Scream 3, which. In which Roman Bridger acted alone as a killer.
Yeah, I was the only one at that time that just had one killer in it.
Yep, and that's still true to this day. It's that was the only exception where there was just one killer in just that one. So,
Yep.
yeah, so yeah, like it was crazy how they did a great job making the costumes and the masks look older, especially the one that Billy Loomis wore. It looked like beat up and old. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like it had dried blood on it.
yeah, and they had like certain. Like they also included some of the I guess we can call them weapons that were used by previous Ghostfaces, not just the knives, but also the rope that Drew Barrymore was hung with in the first film, and also the TV that killed Stu Macher in the first film.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy, I was looked at this theater scene. I'm like, wow, whoever had set this up was just obsessed in the most insane way imaginable.
Well,
Right.
you know, wasn't this the one where there was actually more than 2 killers this time?
Yes,
Too? There
this
was
is
like 3.
yes, this is the
Yeah, there
first.
were 3
A
of them.
family, what was he, a sheriff or something?
He was a homicide detective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the father and then his daughter and his son, and it's like, oh my god!
It's basically like a little
Talk
game.
about a twist! I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, so even and that, which again, this was also a throwback to Scream 2, where the motivation was revenge, and it was done by family member of the killer from the previous film. In this case, the killer in Scream 5 was Richie, and so in this, the Ghostface killers are his father, his sister, and his brother. So this is like I said, this is the first time where in a Scream movie where it was 3 Ghostfaces.
Almost like, and especially considering that they were all related, it was almost like, in a way, very much like a family of ghost faces, if you really want to put it that way.
Yes. So yeah, it was Ethan and Bailey, which are the two kids, and their father, Detective Wayne Bailey, who was like, oh man, I kind of didn't see him coming as far as being the killer, but yeah, this franchise does still have some ways of surprising you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And so their motive is they wanted to just torment and take revenge on Sam and Tara for the death of Richie. Yeah, just like how in Scream 2, where Mrs. Loomis wanted revenge for the death of Billy Loomis, her son, in the first movie. And fun fact, Mrs. Loomis was played by Laurie Metcalf, who is who's played moms in all sorts of different movies and shows. Like she was played a mom in let's see, Roseanne. That's another one example. Let's
Yep.
see, Toy Story. Oh yeah, Mary Cooper, Sheldon's mom from The Big Bang Theory. So you see her in quite a bit, and
Just
also
basically your typical actress that can play like almost any mother figure.
yeah, Lady Bird.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyway, but yeah, there's like so much to like the. Oh man, this is really like stays true to is really true to the franchise. This is like an excellent like legacy sequel, if you will.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you good? Is that coming from your side, Don?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they got like, anyway. Like, what were your some of your favorite moments in this film?
Again, because it's been such a while since I've seen it, so I'm like that. Even now, I'm still trying to recollect everything from that movie. So, damn it, I should have watched it earlier this week. I mean, a few days ago. But Joe, you
It's on
go
Netflix.
ahead while I try to think of something.
You know, I think I really liked when they got taken into that museum with all the
Yes.
cast, and then as they were sitting there, they were telling, "Oh, this is," and then the one, I can't remember who it was, but she went to the one costume, and she was seeing Billy
Yes.
as like
Yeah.
a ghost, you know,
Yeah.
talking to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Billy's spirit or vision, if you want to, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
kept visiting her. So yeah. And yeah, she was still having those hallucinations. And Skeet Ulrich reprising his role as Billy Loomis. Oh, we think we lost Nikki.
Oh yeah, it might have been the connection.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with her Wi-Fi. I know I've said that before many times, but still, yeah,
It happens.
yeah. Oh, and also, this film also features that bad psychologist, Dr. Stone, who was like working with Sam, but I'm just like surprised, like I'm like assuming, of course, that this that she's been seeing this doctor for ever since the events of the first film. It's like it seemed like over that course of a year, they hardly made any progress at all psychiatry wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, and right
What?
when she feel, and right when she does say, yeah, when I took out Richie, the killer from the first movie, it just felt right. It's like, and then he just took that in like the worst way possible. It's like, but it was all in self defense. It was him or her. You know, I mean, this guy was not going to stop killing
Either-
unless.
It was
Yeah,
literally that
Richie-
moment where it was like either kill or be killed.
Killed. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have told the doctor, you know, Richie was a psychopath. I mean, he was not going to stop killing unless he was stopped.
Right. Right.
Yeah, him and his associate. Yeah, like from the yeah, Mikey Madsen. Yeah, like that was the actress who played her. But yeah, and she's moved on to bigger and better things since. So good on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that actress. Let's see. What else was I gonna say? I think, yeah, like I said earlier, I believe this is among the highest grossing. I think it's the second highest grossing of the franchise. Yeah, because
Oh,
like,
really? Okay.
oh yeah, I think it had like the biggest opening weekend. I believe so.
Wow.
Oh yeah, so this was definitely Scream 6 was a huge hit in theaters. Let's
No,
see,
it had
what
the
else?
star power. I mean, it had a star-studded cast.
Yeah,
It did. Yeah, it had Courtney Cox. Let's see, Melissa Barrera, who like a year after this would also work with Radio Silence to make another movie that we covered on the podcast, Abigail.
Yep, that's correct.
Good movie.
That
yeah,
was
that was a good one.
that was a good film.
Yeah, it was just as satisfying seeing it in theaters as it is watching it on my phone sometimes. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I have it downloaded to my phone, but I can AirDrop it onto my TV anytime I want. Like, yeah, like right here. Just select it and just AirDrop it right into my.
Good, good.
Seriously, that's Smart Screen TV. Thank you, Aunt Peggy, for that housewarming gift 5 years ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, but oh yeah, but yeah. Oh, and also, I don't know if you know, I told you this, Nick, but my aunt Peggy is. Remember I told you about my cousin Allie Coburn, who's an actress?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's her mom.
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
Yeah, my aunt Peggy Coburn is a real estate agent, and she helped me get this condo. So,
That's amazing. Good for her to help you out with that.
oh yeah, she's definitely someone I can count on when it comes to like properties and such.
Definitely, she definitely
Nice
does.
to have that connection.
What's that?
I said it's nice to have that kind of connection.
Yes,
Oh,
it
yes.
is.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to be looking for that soon.
That's right.
I got
Oh,
a couple.
oh.
I got a couple relatives in real estate around the Wisconsin area. But yeah, We're looking to move to Beaver Dam area.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Joe, in case you didn't know, like I yeah, my cousin Ellie, yeah, she's my first cousin. Yeah, my aunt Peggy is my dad's older sister. Yeah, she was born Peggy Elmy. Yeah, yeah. And so yeah, but anyway, I also like how Courtney Cox did her own stunts in this, especially in that apartment scene.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, wasn't that like one of her first times that she was doing her own stunts?
Uh, to my knowledge, it maybe, but she might have done her own stunts in previous films. I mean, like, especially like in Scream 3.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but if this was the first time, it's like, wow, good on her.
That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
it's like, oh yeah. And this also marks the first film in the franchise that did not have Dewey, as he was killed off in the previous film.
Oh, Don, real quick, I just wanted to say, Nikki just messaged me. She apologizes that of having to go off. She actually had to leave because her daughter's home from school, and she kept walking and shop, making noises, and she was beginning to lose
I
her
think.
voice again. So definitely, hopefully, should be back next time.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah, because in other words, her daughter was coming into the room, but also she was like, oh yeah, see, like what Nikki just said here in the comments.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
No problem, Nikki.
Oh yeah. And like all the online hate that Sarah, or no, sorry, that what am I saying? That Sam Carpenter had gone through in the film. I believe that was inspired by like that kind of hate that Melissa Barrera had gone through when she was in Scream 5. You know, like I don't know. Some people I guess didn't like her performance, but I feel like she really stepped it up in this. She really amplified her character by far.
Right.
Oh yeah. And let's see. And I believe like the whole identities of Ghostface were like kept secret from even the actors and actresses themselves working on the film because they didn't want any leaks. Yeah, even the like even the characters that were going to be Ghostface killer, where even they didn't know they were going to end up being the killers.
Yeah, I'm sure
It was
that must
all.
be quite a surprise for them in that matter.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh, here I just came across this. This was the first film in the franchise to pass $100 million in the worldwide box office.
Oh, it's really wow.
Yeah, so $100 million. That's a big deal. And let me here, you know what, let me check out the budget. I never looked this up here. Scream 6. Let's see. Budget was here we go. 33 million, somewhere between 33 million to 35 million. So this was definitely a box office success because you know how when you make movies, you know, your budget, you want to make about twice as much as your budget to break even. This did more than that.
Sounds like
Yeah, they really went above and beyond with it.
Oh yeah. It's like I always tell people that even if a movie is not a box office success, it doesn't mean it's a terrible film overall. I mean, like Shawshank Redemption was a box office bomb, and it's still considered to be one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
I got several.
I
I
really
got
like
several.
that movie. Who said it was
Yeah,
a bomb?
well, it bombed in the box office. That doesn't mean it was bad. It means it just didn't make that much money
Well,
as they wanted.
a lot of people don't want to go to movies nowadays either because just like concerts, ticket prices are like going skyrocketing. You
Yeah.
know,
I hear you. I mean, I got several films here that were box office bombs that I still like. Like, let's see. Like, I always loved the remake of The Blob. There's plenty of redeeming qualities of it. You know, great cast, great practical effects that I feel like they went above and beyond with. Seriously, the effects were gruesome in this.
Yeah, they were. They really were.
But but point being, even if a film is not a major box office success, it doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
Yeah, because there's a lot of movies out there that I'm sorry, Nikki actually was just asking Reese. I'm just looking at the messenger now. She wanted to share this on her page. Yeah, go right ahead. Go ahead.
Feel free. Feel free, Nikki. Yeah. So, like, we were just talking about how there were brutal deaths in this film. I feel like this had some of the most brutal Ghostface deaths. I feel like this, along with Scream 5, had some of the most brutal. Like in this, you see, oh man, what was her name? She was the daughter. Hang on, what was that? Bailey? Yeah, Bailey. Quinn, or no, it was Quinn. Sorry, Quinn. That was Bailey's her last name. Yeah, Quinn. She was like had her teeth knocked out, but then ended up getting shot in the head right after Ethan was taken down, and also I like how they kept Ethan's last name secret, so you didn't know that he was Quinn's brother.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So like when Tara had jumped down and was confronted by Ethan and when he had stabbed her, she stabbed him right through the mouth. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, they
that was
really went to
like,
they
oh
really
my
went to the
God,
extreme.
yeah, that was cringe.
that was
And
definitely
then
worthy.
oh yeah, and then when Quinn saw this, and then she had went at Sam, and and then Sam shot her in the head. You know, that took her down, and then it gets to the part where she has the final showdown with Detective Bailey, and is hiding among he thinks that she's hiding within the Ghostface costumes that are displayed, and she shoots he ends up shooting them all the masks one by one, thinking that she was hiding within them. And it's like you're damaging the Ghostface masks that you guys had put so much effort into setting all this up. You know?
Yeah,
But
exactly. Like again, it's like they were going all out with it.
oh yeah. And finally, she ends up surprising him, from behind, and then stabs him. Oh, God, so many different times it's like I wanted to say that, that many times should have killed someone, but to be fair, it is unlikely but possible that some people can survive like multiple, numerous, insane amount of stab wounds. I'm sure we all remember the Slender Man stabbing, right?
Yeah. Oh God, that was yeah. She was stabbed like 40 times or so. I don't remember exactly. She's seriously lucky that she survived that.
Yeah, it's oh man, but
You know,
yeah,
and
it is
I'll
fortunate
tell you
she's alive.
that, people have a strong will to live. Okay. My niece, I don't remember the exact amount, but I know it was in double digits. She was stabbed defending her kids.
Oh,
Okay. And she almost didn't make it.
Jesus.
To me, she's my hero because she survived and she did it defending her kids.
Yes.
You know,
So I got a story like that too, although mine's actually going to be a bit more gruesome, but I didn't think it was possible for someone to actually survive this way. Believe it or not, it's actually associated with one of the haunted prisons. In fact, it's actually where we've gone, Don, at the Ohio State Reformatory. There was a story, there's a story that goes around that when the prison was in operation, sometime during its operation, they had an inmate one day getting his hair cut, and he apparently owed one of the barbers a pack of cigarettes. And the barber, of course, asked him to pay him, but he said he wasn't going to do it.
Wait, I've heard about.
Yeah. So the barber then took a straight razor, and straight razors, you use around the neck, and he literally cut his head just about completely off.
Oh,
But somehow, literally, the inmate actually got up and he ran out toward the bullpen, and his head fell over to the side. And literally, every time he took a step,
oh,
blood would literally pump right out of his head.
Jesus.
Never found out if he actually survived the entire ordeal, but during that time, somehow his body was still operating, even such a
Well, that's like cutting off the head of a chicken. It stays alive for a while. But
yeah,
I doubt that guy survived because when you cut like across the neck area, you're bound to hit an artery, a major artery,
Yeah,
and you're
I
going to
mean,
bleed out within
yeah,
minutes or
yeah,
less.
because you know what's in the neck? The carotid
Right.
artery. Yeah,
That's it.
that's
That's what I was thinking of. And once
yes.
that's hit, you got like a matter of seconds.
Yeah, I mean the carotid artery. That's the artery that's responsible for transferring blood from the heart to the brain.
right,
So,
exactly.
so it's like if something happens to that, you're screwed.
Yeah, so how this guy basically survived on this occasion is definitely beyond me.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you look at all sorts of things in these movies that you feel like it just makes you wonder, would someone actually survive this in real life? It's like I think back to what was it? The Shallows, where Blake Lively, she is attacked by the shark. And the amount of blood that they showed depicted in the water, I feel like that's that's the kind of blood loss that would cause death, right? It's like, but then you see certain stories where somebody miraculously survives being impaled, oh man, like all sorts of things that I hate to even picture, but some of them miraculously they can survive. It's like, man, it's hard to
Yeah,
even
there
know. It's hard to even know what's possible.
It's
yeah,
called
there was
the
actually a
Web.
documentary that was made it was like made like 15, 20 years ago or so, in which they interviewed three people that actually survived being impaled in some way. Unfortunately, I don't remember what it was called. I never had the chance to see it, but I still remember seeing it in the TV guide, of information for it. But unfortunately, I never got to see it. But it was involving some people who have actually survived impalements.
Yes. Yeah, there are shows like that that depict like crazy miraculous stories about people surviving things that a normal person would be killed from.
1,000 Ways to Die. There was
Yeah.
that show.
I almost died last year from a street lamp nearly falling on me. And had I been 2 steps to the right, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Well, and then of course you guys know all too well, and funny enough, this was also involving Mansfield, Ohio, from 3 years ago. When you remember when Tom and I got sideswiped by that semi truck that literally hit on my side. If it was literally just another inch, I would have been crushed.
Yeah.
Either one of two things would have happened to me had it got closer. One, even if I did survive, I definitely would have lost my arm, my right, because my arm was on the side. Bless you.
Bless you.
Or, secondly, like I already said, I would have been crushed immediately. And I still remember when that happened, I literally grabbed onto Tom and just braced for impact.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally that classic moment where I was like, oh no, here we go.
Oh yeah. And and also you look at, I mean, this is also demonstrated in with other characters in this. I mean, you look at oh man, what was the Meeks Martins when they got stabbed yet again, but they had survived. Like let's see, what was it? Chad, yeah, Chad. He was stabbed multiple times by two of the Ghostface kids. Yeah, Ethan and Quinn. Like right when he and Tara had their first kiss, like it made it seem like that was it. He was killed off, but then it showed he survived in the end. And same thing with Kirby. You know, she was stabbed in Scream 4, but it's like you believe she was dead, but then came back in this movie and showing the scar from when she was stabbed by Rory Culkin. And
Yeah.
and let's see, then she gets stabbed again in this movie a couple times, and then she still survives. And
She's quite the survivor.
yeah, it's just, but sadly, we won't be seeing her in the franchise again because Hayden Panettiere is dead in real life. You know,
Right.
I just hate
Don,
thinking about it.
Don, I'll be back in just a quick second. I'm still listening in, so I'll be back in just a sec.
Of
That,
course,
that was sad news.
I know. We were just, I don't know if you were here for that, Joe, but we were just talking about that earlier. Hayden Panettiere's passing.
No,
I,
I missed that part.
yeah.
But, you
I,
know,
I
I
was,
wonder in that one movie that she did, my wife would watch it. It was like kind of a check.
yeah, I was,
Bring it all on or bring it
oh, yes, bring it on. That's right.
on. You know, where she was like the head cheerleader.
That's right. She was.
You know, I love that movie, you know, and anything she did was like gold. She was such a great actress.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, I remember first hearing her voice as Dot in A Bug's Life back in 1998. I was 6 years old back then. But yeah, I loved the movie back then, and I think it's still great today. And also the voice of Kyrie in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. You know, and, that's a video game franchise that I absolutely,
In years.
yeah, I absolutely loved Kingdom Hearts growing up. The first two games and the third one is great too. Now we're waiting the fourth game. And anyway, so I was just finishing up a live stream, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that, where I was just I had wrapped things up. I just went to bed, and then I got this message, like a news alert on my phone. I was half asleep, and then I just like picked up my phone, looked, and it said Hayden Panettiere dead at 36. And I jolted awake. I was like, "What?" Like I was just devastated. You know, I'm still having a hard time believing she's gone.
Yeah, you know, I had a when I watched this movie, it's like I didn't recognize her at first, so I had to look her up, you know, and say, okay, she plays the FBI agent, and it's like, oh wow, she's doing a good job because I didn't recognize her at first or anything, you know. So she was like such an actress that you're thinking, the movies, you're all the movies that she played in, you're expecting to see a character somewhat like that, but she played. Yeah, that was totally cool because it threw me off.
Yeah, I mean, like her return to this movie surprised literally everyone who watched Scream 4 and saw her getting stabbed by Rory Culkin.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I like the scene where they first introduce the theater and show like all like the shrine of all the Ghostface killers. It showed her character Kirby bonding with Mindy over like over the whole Ghostface massacres and the history. Yeah, like man. And there was actually an explanation, like, so like Sam actually said that she knew Kirby from high school. So like,
Yeah,
which means that the events in high school, the events in Scream 4, happened when Sam was still a freshman in the high school, and so she wasn't with Kirby's friends group because they were all seniors. You know, they were characters that were killed off.
knew of them.
Yeah, so it's nice that they had that little connection from Scream 4.
You know,
And man, I can't believe it's been, oh God, 15 years since Scream 4 was released in theaters. I was in college. I was a freshman in college when I saw it. Yeah, it
Right.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge hit. Everybody had to see it. That was like one of the two movies that I remember. Two of the biggest movies that I remember from when I was in college. When I was in college, that were re-released. The other being Piranha 3D. I mean, that's when I
that one's stupid.
when I first arrived on campus, like everybody was talking about it, how gory it was. I'm like, oh God, I got to see it, and I was shocked at that amount of gore was allowed in theaters. We've seen, I mean, it shows piranhas tearing into people, skeletonizing them. Oh,
I still remember when I saw that movie in theaters and how absolutely nuts that movie was. I don't think we've seen that much gore
You know,
since like Dead Alive.
you
yeah,
know, the whole thing, that movie was so unrealistic.
I mean, it's meant to be. I mean,
You know, but the first one, the first Piranha,
Oh, the one for the
that
late
one,
70s.
that one actually kept me from swimming in lakes.
Oh, I'm sure.
I imagine.
You know,
Yeah.
that's how bad it scared me.
Yeah, my aunt Mary remembers when that was in theaters back in 1978.
1978.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was. Yeah, she said that she was around. I think she said she was fif- like 12 or 13 at the time, if I'm remembering right. Yeah, but I know that I think she said that. Actually, no, I think she said she was a freshman in high school. But what? Anyway, point being, like some of my family still remember when those went theaters. But anyway, as for Scream 6, I think this is definitely one of the best chapters of the franchise. It definitely does the whole legacy justice. And so, if you're a big fan of slashers and you want to get into Scream, this is definitely one that you will enjoy.
It's probably, in my opinion, one of the best,
Yeah, they
of the
don't go to
Scream
space at least.
franchise. I cannot talk today. Probably one of the best of the Scream franchise.
No doubt.
Until they go to space.
Yeah.
Ghostface in space.
Well, I'm just saying, all those movies like Leprechaun and Hellraiser and stuff going to space, that was like they take it too far, but the Scream franchise has actually been pretty, satisfying so far.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a real complaint about it.
Yeah, I mean there were mixed. There was
Excuse me.
I mean, there were mixed opinions about Scream 7, but we'll get into that when we cover that one.
I haven't watched that one yet.
Oh, I'm just going to say, you're in for a rough ride when you get to Scream 7.
Yeah, it's like yes, Nev Campbell reprises her role, so there's that. Sidney Prescott's back.
See, I have to wait. I don't watch the horror movies that much because I got to do it when she's not here.
Ah, I see.
His wife don't like those kind of movies, or when she's sleeping. So,
Right.
Hey, I knew that all too well growing up. Yeah, my parents weren't that crazy about horror movies.
oh my dad loved the horror movies. I mean, he did the thing, and with the ones with like jump scares or he like you get so intently in watching it. You're watching it, and you know something's coming, right? Somebody's gonna die soon, and the music's playing, and he'll come up and come up behind you and do something just to make you jump.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a big fan of those. I watched a lot in the '70s, later '70s, when I was about 11 or so.
Oh
I
yeah.
watched a lot of them at the drive-in.
Oh yeah. So did my grandpa. Loved the drive-in with his friends.
Yeah,
Let's see.
but watching a horror movie at a drive-in was a whole nother experience.
Oh yeah.
This would be something that I would say. I'll say it again if we ever do cover it, but I'll say it for now. That was also kind of the same way, like in the early '70s, where people had described the drive-in experience when they saw a movie like, what was essentially kind of like Wes Craven's debut and rather gruesome film, The Last House on the Left.
Yeah, I prefer
They said that movie not only was gruesome, but also furthermore, they said it was the type of film that it was the type of film that your friends' older brothers and sisters saw with their friends at a drive-in. Obviously, you weren't old enough to see it yourself, but you just knew just how notorious this movie was.
Yeah. I personally prefer the remake.
Well, the drive-ins, I remember going to the drive-ins and I saw a movie, if I remember correctly, it was called like Motel Hell or something.
Oh, Motel Hell, yeah.
I know that one.
And they buried people live, like up to their necks. So there was like this whole
it cut their
garden
vocals
full
like
of
scream.
heads with potato sacks over them and stuff.
Yes, we could cover that.
That movie had a warning label on it, like if you're elderly and you suffer heart problems, conditions, you do not see this movie, etc., etc. It had explicit warnings on it at the drive-in.
I saw that on Svengoolie.
Yeah, that's right. I remember like 15, 20 years ago, Svengoolie once aired Motel Hell. But another movie I could think of that did something like that, this was again from the early 70s, from 1973. It's actually a film that I still haven't seen yet, but I do know about its existence, is that movie Cannibal Girls. And That movie I heard is
Sounds like
pretty.
a porno.
It sounds like it, but it's not exactly.
Oh,
It's
God.
actually quite well. I will admit, yeah, it does have kind of a seductive theme to it, but at the same time, it's also very gory because it's dealing with cannibalism. We're talking. It's amazing too because this movie was released a year before even Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out, but because the movie was so gory and gruesome of its time that when it was released in theaters back in 1973, they actually had like an alarm bell that they would ring. Like anytime a gory scene would show up, they would ring the bell to let people know of what was coming. And even though I haven't seen the movie, I mean, I've seen the trailer at least, but I think they actually show a few scenes from that because it's that movie within a movie thing.
Yeah.
I think they actually featured some scenes from that movie in I believe in one of the first two Ghostbusters movies. Like it was just kind of seen like in the background or something. It's been a long time since I've seen Ghostbusters, so I don't remember exactly which scene, but it made some kind of appearance in the movie. But that was another one that had a warning bell when it was first released.
I see. Oh yeah.
And one more movie I could think of here. This is another interesting one, and it's also from the early '70s. I don't know if you ever heard of this one, Don. Twitch of the Death Nerve. Twitch of the Death Nerve. Also, once again, came out in 1971, and it was actually directed, believe it or not, by the great Italian director Mario Bava, and the same director who did Black Sunday back in 1960.
Right.
And at some point, if you haven't seen it, Don, I'll have to. Even I haven't seen it. That's a movie we should watch at some point because that actually served as as another very important film that influenced the slasher craze. In fact, I'll give you a little hint. One of those murder sequences in that movie later inspired that spear scene in Friday the 13th Part 2.
Oh wow.
So Friday the 13th Part 2 kind of took a little bit of that. But again, when it was first released back in 1971, the warning this time, as the trailer goes, it was the first motion picture to receive a face-to-face warning. We must warn you face-to-face. And the trailer was like full of all these warnings. They say that you cannot attempt to leave the theater when there's like 13 different sequences that contain intense shock and violence and stuff. Do not attempt to leave your seat. Instead, close your eyes and wait until you're able to gain your composure. And then the final warning they said is, warning, diabolical, sick, savage. You may not.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
audiences back then weren't prepared for that kind of violence that we typically see in movies and TV all the time now.
So that's why they said diabolical, sick, savage. You may not walk away from this one.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, one scene that we should definitely mention and talk about is the bodega scene.
Oh, the bodega. Okay, that scene I can recall. Yeah.
Yeah, where Sam and Tara are jumped by Ghostface. They run inside the bodega. They say, "Call the police." Then one guy's could start saying, "Hey, you're just cutting in line," and then he ends up being the first one killed out of that whole group. And yeah, Ghostface comes in, he stabs a few people, and then he confronts the. Well, first he like the gun store, the store owner. He pulls out a shotgun and goes after Ghostface with it, but then Ghostface turns the gun on him, and I think that's the first time I've ever seen Ghostface kill somebody with a shotgun.
Which is not something common that you see with a lot of slasher movies, like where they actually use a gun or let alone a shotgun.
Yeah, it's like they have to have some sort of a bladed weapon in order for it to be a slasher film. I mean, I made that comment last FearFans when we talked about Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, where Jason's pretty much superhuman, so he technically doesn't need a weapon to kill someone, but it can't be a slasher without a slasher weapon.
They usually carried around a big machete, doesn't he?
Yeah.
A knife or a machete or an axe.
Yeah. One time it was a it was a buzzsaw.
A buzzsaw, yeah.
In part 7, yes.
That actually just came to my head. And then,
Yeah.
of course, also in part 3, which was the closest to seeing Jason use a gun, the spear gun that she
Yeah, that's
shot
true.
the girl in the eye with, too.
That's true. It was the first time we saw him wear the hockey mask
That's correct, yes.
in that scene. Yes. And let's see. Oh, in part A, Jason Takes Manhattan, which a clip was shown right here in Scream 6, like I mentioned earlier. There was one part where he actually killed a guy by taking, like, you know how in saunas, how they sometimes have those hot coals?
Oh, yeah, that's
He,
right.
he picked up one of those like it was nothing, because, again, Jason's superhuman in this. So he can withstand, can withstand just about any pain. And he just shoves that hot rock right into the guy's chest, burning. Oh, God. I'm just like, man, Jason is savage.
Yes, he is.
Oh,
No emotions.
yeah. No emotions, just killing. That's what Jason is.
That's all. That's all he's about.
Yeah, and I can't wait till we
He feels no pain, literally.
yeah, because he's a revenant now. He's a superhuman entity. And can't wait till we cover part 7, because that's the first time where Kane Hodder plays Jason.
Yeah, that's like his official debut.
Oh yeah, and I always poke fun at because again, referring back to the New York setting, just like in Scream 6. I always make fun of the title, like Jason Takes Manhattan. I'm like, we don't even see Manhattan until the last quarter of the film, and
That's right.
Jason doesn't even take it over. He just stalks the surviving members of the ship, and kills them like a handful of people, and that's it. That's all it is. He doesn't take control of Manhattan, so the poster and title was an absolute lie.
And they made him look like he was like a giant, like kaiju size too.
Yeah. And most of those scenes were not even New York set. Were not even done in New York, aside from the Times Square scene.
That's right.
Yeah. Pretty much like how the New York scenes in here were not even filmed in New York.
I know. It's funny where sometimes the posters don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying, Joe?
You know how hard it'd be to film in New York with
Oh,
all the people.
it would be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine. But I like how both this and the and Scream 5 were advertised. I forgot to mention this when we covered Scream 5. I like how when they show like all the characters, even all the main characters, and like holding a Ghostface mask, and they said on here, the killer is on this poster. Like any one of them could be it.
That was smart. That was smart.
Like any one of them could be it. They did pretty much the same thing with this.
Yes, they did.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty impressive to give you like some kind of idea of who the killer could possibly be, and it's like it goes to show that any one of these people was the suspect.
For sure.
Yeah, well, they want to keep you guessing right up to the last minute, you know.
Right.
Yeah. The mystery had to keep going. Yeah, you had to keep on guessing. But yeah, I just like the twists and turns that the Scream franchise had, with just one exception. I'm pretty sure you know what it is, Nick, but we'll get to that when we cover Scream 7.
Yes.
Yeah. But overall, Scream 6, definitely a must for all fans of the franchise. And I'm wondering if we actually should cover the TV series, because we all know there was a TV series that lasted for 3 seasons.
So
Hey,
as of right now, like I've seen the first 2 seasons, and unfortunately, I haven't seen the 3rd season. But yeah, in the meantime, though, I have seen the first 2.
What if we should cover the seasons from the TV series at some point? Yeah. You all right, Nick?
Yeah, sorry. In case anybody asks, I'm still. I was sick a few days ago, and even though I'm doing better now, I'm still kind of recuperating from it. So it's just, I still got the cough.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Oh, would you excuse me just for a minute?
Uh-oh. Yeah,
Set right.
hope he's all right.
So I'd recommend this movie, though. I mean, You know how I feel about sequels, and they go on too long and stuff like this. But this movie was good. It kept me guessing. It was star-studded.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, they did a great job.
they did. Yeah, they went all out with this one, with the suspense, with the killings. Like a lot of the killings look pretty real. Seriously.
Well, technology gets better as time goes on,
Oh
but
yeah. Well, with makeup effects and all, yeah.
yeah, but I got kind of tired of like the Friday the 13th movies, so I stopped watching it after like three or four, and then same with the Halloween movies. But then there was the one in there that's a standalone that shouldn't have even been part of the
Yeah.
Halloween franchise.
I mean, I feel like there are some movies that should be standalones. Like, for example, Abigail. Like we mentioned earlier. There are some people who speculate as to whether or not a sequel is really warranted, but let's be honest. Abigail is supposed to be like a vampire. It looks like a 12-year-old girl, but is actually a 400-year-old vampire. And as we all know, vampires do not age.
That's right.
But the actress Alicia Weir does. So,
Yeah.
so being able to pull off like having her look. I mean, they can't just have her keep looking like a 12-year-old forever. So, like, I don't feel like a sequel would really work with Abigail.
No.
Another movie that sorry, I got. Oh yeah, guys. Just as a reminder, because Jeremy just messaged in the. Yeah, Don, you must have got it too. That Greg starts the show in 6 minutes, so we do have to end.
Oh yeah, we'll wrap it up. We got this.
But what I was gonna say, another movie I could definitely say that doesn't deserve a sequel, and this is a movie, if you remember, that we saw, Don. It's crazy to think that it came out almost 5 years ago. I still remember the night that we went to go see it. Was that, which is another? Oh wait, no, we already. No, it was another movie. It was a movie I think we actually. Yeah, we did cover on this show. Antlers.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
that was great, but in spite of the ending, I did not think that a sequel was necessary, because that was dealing with an event that no matter what they did, it was just going to keep coming back. There was no end to it.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, Antlers is another example of a film that should just be a standalone.
As of right now, they said there are, even 5 years after that came out, there are no plans to make a sequel for it. So
Yeah.
I actually hope they keep it that way, because I think one was enough.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
mean,
what other direction they can take with it.
Yeah, and even if they do make a sequel, like which highly unlikely at this point, I do guarantee you that Guillermo del Toro would definitely stay away from it because he's got bigger and better things going on.
Well, see, obviously, one movie I'm still waiting to this day for a sequel, and it's hard to believe that it's already been about 7 years since it came out. Is I'm still waiting for the sequel for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, but that's been halted. Even though they were going to make a sequel right after the first one came out, obviously less than a year after it came out, COVID-19 hit, along with the writers' strike.
Yeah.
And the film is just in development hell. And
yeah, it is.
they've already said, like, well, how are we going to make the sequel? Because, the kids in that movie are much older now. They're not teenagers, because they were, for the most part, actual teenagers. So they've already kind of established, they have given some idea of what they can do, is instead of just taking place right from where the first one left off, they're now probably suggesting, now that the kids are older, that it would probably, considering the first one took place in 1968, it would probably take place somewhere now in the early to mid 1970s.
Yeah, that adds up.
At the same time, you also have to remember, there's probably another reason why it's taken so long for the sequel to be made. I think they're really taking their time writing the script, putting the screenplay together, because I think what they're really trying to do is, I think they really want this franchise, like if they want to make a trilogy out of it like the books, they want to make it a very successful franchise. And I think what they're also trying to do is, unlike what you see in most cases with sequels, except for a few times, I think they want to make each film way better than the last one. So I think with the second one that they're trying to make, they're probably doing everything they possibly can to make sure that Scary Stories 2, if you will be way better than the first movie was. So sometimes, as much as we really want to see the sequel to come to light, in the end, maybe it will be something fantastic, exciting, and then maybe we'll look back and we'll think, you know what? This whole waiting period was worth it because they really worked hard enough to get this, to make this movie.
Right. And wonder what the future holds for the Scream franchise, because I know that they're trying right now to create a Scream 8. So,
yeah, and I think Neve Campbell said she was willing to come back for that movie.
Yeah, so I'll just say this: they got to really step it up on this one, because I'm going to be honest, I was not completely satisfied with Scream 7.
Scream 7, I wasn't completely satisfied either, but it still did have some good moments to it, to some varying degree.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's a bad movie. I just don't think it was as great as Scream 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we got to wrap this up.
Yeah, because Greg is going to be starting in just less than 3 minutes from now.
Yes, so that is going to be it for this edition of the FearFans podcast. Be sure to tune in next time. I'll announce the date, where I believe next time we're going to be covering Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive, because I know that Jeremy wanted to join on that one as well, so I'm going to check with him to confirm that he can join for sure before I can finalize anything.
And just real quick, too, just before we get off, just as a reminder for everybody, I'm also excited to announce that later this week, this upcoming Thursday, Supernatural Talk officially returns. So join me, Jeremy, and Adrian. Obviously, I don't know exactly what excuse me, what we're going to be talking about, but I do know that one thing we're going to be saying at the start is we're back. So I'm excited for it. It'll be great to be back on Supernatural Talk and be hanging out with Jeremy and Adrian. So this should be fun. It's going to be exciting.
All right. Yeah, be sure to tune in for that as well. All right. That's it. That's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed.